Hi, we're here with Lisa Jackson in the UK. I'm Ruth, her editor over here. As you know, we put the call out on Facebook and Twitter for you guys to ask some questions. Thank you all for your contributions. I'm going to put a few of them to Lisa now. Anne Worth wanted to know what your inspiration was for Grizzly Falls and whether it's a place you've been to.
Grizzly Falls, Montana is totally fictitious, but I used Oregon City, Oregon as the schematic for it because I grew up around there. So it had a falls, it has a two-tiered town, it's historic. So Grizzly Falls is fake, but Oregon City is real.
Dawn Unger-Beale asked, how long does it normally take you to write a book start to finish, and do you write one book at a time or do you have several going simultaneously?
I write books in chunks. I write the idea, which I have approved by my editor, and that's usually 30 to 70 pages. Then I write the book. So it's hard to say the first part takes a couple of months and then the writing of the actual book off of this frame or skeleton probably takes another 4 months. It takes about 6 months from start to finish, but I do rotate them. While one is being under consideration, I finish one that has already been approved.
Babin Brooks, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, it might be Babeln, sorry, wanted to know who or what you use for inspiration when you're writing.
Who or what I use for inspiration? That's an interesting question because I don't really have an answer for that. All of my books are of my own imagination. Once in a while, I will get an idea for a book from either a dream or something I've heard, or in the case of Without Mercy, I heard something on the radio and I thought, as all authors say, what if? And in the case of the radio ad for an academy, it was basically send your troubled teen to us and we'll fix them. And I thought, oh yeah? Who are you that would do this? So I was so involved in thinking about that I was sitting at a traffic light and didn't even realize the light had gone from red to green, and I hear wah, wah, and I had to drive away. So in that case, that was a specific case that the radio advertisement kicked the thought process going. But it can be anything from a TV show to some bit of conversation I overheard on an airplane.
And when you hit a wall, what do you do to get the ideas flowing again?
When I hit a wall, I do several things. Usually if there's a problem in the book, it's not what you're writing, it's something you wrote way back when, and it has to be fixed at that point. Or sometimes, for me, I write in third person. I can go at the scene from another angle, and it will break things up so that what I'm trying to say can come out in the conversation or the character's thoughts. And when all else fails, candy. Lots of candy.
Catherine Bremner asks, how did you get started as an author?
You know, it's all my sister's fault. Author Nancy Bush, whom I can say that now, back in the day, 30-some years ago, said, I think we can write romance novels. And she'd read an article in Time magazine, which I'd read, found interesting, discarded. She thought, oh, we can do it. And I thought, you're crazy. We've never read a romance novel. And but she's like a dog with a bone, and she so I didn't listen to her, but we went out to dinner, kind of had an idea going, and the next day I went to my real job, which was babysitting, and I thought, maybe Nancy has something there. So by the time she picked up her daughter, I'd written the first 7 pages of Stormy Surrender, which never sold anywhere, but was the real start of our careers.
Nicole Meredith wants to know whose books you read when you're on holiday.
Well, on this holiday, I am reading Michael Connelly. I read Harlan Coben. I read whatever is on the New York Times or the USA bestseller lists. I try to, if there's buzz about a book like a couple of years ago, Gone Girl, I had to go out and read that. But if I get stuck on an author, which I am with Connelly right now, I've been reading him. I love Stephen King. My sister is trying very hard to get me to read George R.R. Martin. And I downloaded him, but those are huge books, so I'm not sure that I'll ever get into those.
Nicole also wanted to know who you base your sexy cowboys on, because she'd love to meet him.
Oh, wouldn't we all? I don't base them on anybody per se. I'd love to say that all the experiences in the books, they're mine. But then I'd have to take on the killing, so let's not go there. But I just take what I find sexy and romantic and intriguing. I like an irreverent bad boy who's brilliant. So that's what he has to look good, yeah, but he also has to have a mind that I find fascinating. That's what I do.
Tina Mita Silva says, I just finished Sinister, loved it, and got chills reading about the death of a couple of the characters. Do you ever get creeped out writing such chilling details?
Yes, and then I know I've done my job. And in Sinister, I've got to give credit to possibly author Nancy Bush or author Rosalind Noonan, because this was a collaboration on their altogether. But once in a while, I actually get chills that kind of go up and down my spine, and I think, yes. But after that scene, I take a break, because it's so intense.
Melba Reed wants to know whether there'll be another book in the Nikki Gillette Pierce Reed series.
I kind of hope so. She's not married yet, right? And it would be a good excuse for me to take a research trip down to Savannah, one of my favorite cities. So I think that might happen, but not for 2 or 3 years.
And the last one from us, who is your favourite crime thriller character across literature?
Ooh, my favorite crime.
I'll let you have a couple.
Okay. Boy, you've stumped me on that. I do like Robert Langdon of the Da Vinci Code, all those books, because once again, he's pretty smart. He does stop and look at the art a little bit while the bad guys are chasing him. I read a lot of Steve Martini and his hero. Geez, who is that guy? I can't remember, but Steve Martini is the author, and I did like Victor Carl by William Lashner. He wrote a series of books, and he was kind of an anti-hero lawyer. So I guess those are, Michael Connelly, I always go back to Harry Bosch, so I guess those are the people that come right to the fore.
Yeah, there's a lot of them to choose from, right?
There's a lot of them to choose from, and I'm just kind of got writer's block or reader's block because I can't come up with their names. But usually I'm very engaged in a book, so whoever I'm reading is my favorite at the time, and then I'm tired of them and want the new one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been fun.